Hey everyone, have I here bring a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, it is time for another edition of Best Teams on Global. This is the May 2024 edition, so with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So for the month of May, it has been the Golden Week campaign, and what a campaign it has been for both versions of the game, but especially for Global, since we ended up getting a lot of upgrades and a new red zone that we can really judge and figure out, all right, what are the best teams overall. Again, I look at not only endgame, but across the board, and there has been a lot of changes. So before we fully dive in, disclaimer first, the term best teams is my opinion and it's purely subjective. There's no official tier list or best teams ranking from Akatsuki or Bandai, and how I develop and create my teams. Of course, we're looking a lot for defense now these days. I do run a support unit. You don't have to run a support unit, but the teams that you'll see here will have a support unit, and you'll see a bunch of alternates you can put in and swap out. And I look at leader skill, I look at damage, defense, special skills. The bench is incredibly important. Game mode effectiveness, and then overall gameplay. I think, are you having fun with the team, right? So how I rank the game mode effectiveness right now, the big thing that's changed, of course, is the ultimate red zone for the Majin Buu saga. I put that in the level of the Worldwide Celebration Dismal Future Edition. So both Merzumasu and Kid Buu, they both have its own issues that you have to deal with, and I think the difficulties there. A lot of people say Kid Buu is harder. Again, it's just really depending on the team and team build. But again, I look at all these different types of events, and how I judge it is combining. But of course, I'll put a little bit more weight on the two ultimate red zones that are the top difficulty at this point in time. So again, last month, for you guys to remember, this was the pre-Golden Week best teams list, 1 through 10. I did also mention, really the top 3 were just, hand in hand. You can kind of go back and forth and say which one's the best team. And then like the 5th spot there, I was like going back and forth. It was very close to each other. However, after Golden Week, a lot has changed. I'll give you kind of an idea. Let's see, 3 of the top 5 teams from this list are no longer a part of the top 5. They're at least a part of the top 10, but no longer a part of the top 5 anymore. So a lot of things have changed, and I'm kind of thinking here, let's see, 2 teams are no longer on the list. So yeah, a lot of changes. So first, I want to at least provide a honorable mention, and it's going to be the Hirudegarn team. The Movie Bosses Resurrected Warriors is an actual very, very fun team that you can run. You can have the Ultimate Gohan rotation, you can have a Buu rotation here. So I think it's a very, very fun team to run. It's just that, of course, we all know that Hirudegarn is a dodge or die situation, but the reason why I put it lower is really the bench strength. There's not much bench that you can use when it comes to this team here. But yeah, we have the new Kid Buu. You have some of the Buus here on this team here. There's other Buus that aren't part of the Resurrected Warriors for some odd reason, but ultimately this is a fun team to run. So good honorable mention. That's the only honorable mention for this month here. So let's go ahead and transition into the top 10, because I have a lot to explain. So first and foremost, the first team is like, okay, how did this happen? All right, so this team went from I have to go back here, number 2 went from number 2 to number 10, and that's right, it's Battle of Fate, Future Saga, Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So remember, I kind of merged teams together, so I just call this the Future Saga team. And yes, you might go, wait a minute, look at, you can run Bulma and Kid Buu on the same team. Yes, I want you to identify something that's very strange about this leader skill here. This leader skill can run virtually all the units that you want to run, right? Maybe some extreme class units you can't, but generally speaking, you can run all the units you can run. But you can see it doesn't run at 200%. You're going to run, Bulma here is running at 150. And then all the other units here are running at 170. And then when you kind of swap in good units and things of that nature, a lot of them don't fall in, or at least the top tier units don't fall into the 200%. So you're really running a weaker team, but great bench strength, diversity is there, but ultimately it's just not really, it fell really short in Golden Week. All right, I'll tell you that much. Especially with the other Future Saga, there's 0 boosts that this team got. And then this team is very interesting, right? Like the new Majin Buu saga, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it's a first position unit. Well, guess what? LRGG is a first position unit too, and you can't have multiple first position units on here. So it becomes a detriment when you have units like this. You're like, okay, got to swap in, got to swap out. I guess you can run Super Saiyan 3 out of first position, as he kind of in the hard events you really shouldn't, because of that benefit to that defense there, but I guess you can, but ultimately it just doesn't really work very well. Bond of Parent and Child, you do have a lot of units you can run, but again, I'm just focusing on this as the top team here, and it's number 10 from 2 to 10, one of the biggest drop-offs in literally 1 month. But there you have it. Number 10 is Future Saga. And then another, I didn't think this was going to happen because I love this team so much. But this team has a very similar situation as this team here, whereas a lot of the good units are running at 170 or below. And this is another team that you can run Kid Buu and Bulma on. This one's a little bit better because it's at 170 for Bulma and Kid Buu. But yeah, Power of Wishes dropped to number 9 from number 1 for a very, very long time. Not only that, it dropped down here, Kid Buu does his duty against this team here. The synergy's not as huge. Remember, like LROP, it was dominant for a long time, but with LR Kid Buu, being type disadvantage and things of that nature, yeah, of course Piccolo has that cheat code on there, but his value kind of reduces down because of the amount of damage he's not able to do in that event. So, but again, still a great team, still a top 10 team, Power Wishes overall in Battle of Fate here. But when you start looking at the different builds you can run, again the Gohan rotation is 170. You can run a Vegeta Blue rotation on there, but you can't run, like in this team, you can't run one of the best units in the game, or at least on global, that is, and that's LR Super Vegito, right? So he's not runnable on this team, and that's a shame, right? So the funny thing is, this team actually got better. The alternate, the merged team here, Power Wishes and Final Trump Card. I think Final Trump Card is very, very powerful. You'll see Final Trump Card be much, much higher with another team we'll talk about here. But again, I merged this with Power Wishes here, and I keep going on to that one. But yeah, this is number 9, from number 1 to number 9. Some of you guys are happy about this because you're like, oh, Power Wishes was overinflated for such a long time, but we needed a red zone that was going to challenge this, and then a bunch of other teams that are just better in various situations. And so yeah, Power Wishes almost made it to anniversary because they were number 1 or at least top 3 for such a long time. But crazy to see them in the number 9 spot. Don't worry, they will get better. So coming in number 8, another top team here that, again, I think with the little downgrade, it's not a huge downgrade, but a little downgrade because of the Kid Buu red zone on here. LROP is still OP. He's overall still one of the top units in the game, top 10 in the game for sure. You can run Super Vegito on here, albeit at 170. You can run one of the best TURs in the game in Vegeta, but ultimately just the combinations and the bench just kind of doesn't really mesh right. And don't forget, you do need a bond of parent and or bond of a bond of master and disciple to activate his active skill for Piccolo. Before it was a lot easier. Now, like, there hasn't been really good bond of master disciple units. Primarily one in particular, we'll talk about it right here, is the Ultimate Gohan, the EZA Ultimate Gohan and the LR Ultimate Gohan. They're neither on Bond of Parent and Child. If they're on Bond of Parent and Child, I think this team could be a lot higher because that rotation is very good. But it's just, I guess when he became Ultimate, he lost the bond with Piccolo, or I guess I don't know what happened there. But anyway, this is the merged team here. This team got a lot better. This team can actually do very well, like on the Kid Buu Saga or the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone. Ultimate Gohan does really well. The Not Beast Gohan does really well on that team. So anyway, Coming in number 8, Superheroes drop. But again, don't worry, 9-year anniversary is also going to change this list, and probably the teams that you see down here below will shoot up in the rankings. So as of right now, during Golden Week or after Golden Week, this has been the change out here. So coming in number 7, this could have been higher, but I think the other teams just do better overall in general, because you do have limitations on the Super Saiyans team. Now, this is a Super Saiyans team merged with this, the 200% Super Saiyans team on here. Very, very good team, especially the Vegeta family Super Saiyan here. Vegeta is incredible. Again, he has that limitation. You want to run with a Goku on here. We don't have some of these other Gokus that will be able to, or at least Vegeta's family. I mean, not Goku's, but with Vegeta's family, because we're really one MUI Vegeta away from this being a top 5 team. Really, that's all this this unit needs, is someone to just link up well and just do some crazy damage. But anyway, very fun team, super strong team. Still in the top 10 here, and we'll get stronger as well. It's going to be very interesting after the 9-year anniversary what this rankings is going to be, and then the merged team with the other Super Saiyans 200%. Not as versatile as this team here, right? Because it doesn't have King Vegeta as a support and things of that nature. So coming in number 7, Big Bang Vegeta. So coming in number 6, this was a surprise to me, because you have this team here down in 10. This team just has held its own, and that is the Murzumasu team. Now, the reason why is because you can run a full main rotation Buu team, but Murzumasu is a liability when it comes to Kid Buu, right? So some lowered points there, because you can run a Realm of Gods team and it'll be a lot different than you can run for a main rotation Buu team. Remember, the reason why I have Zamasu here, you do need a Realm of Gods to activate his active or his intro animation there, so just keep that in mind. If you are building a team that's going to be primarily Buus, you just want to watch out and not end up not activating his active there, or his entrance animation. So but all in all, because of the huge upgrade in extreme class units with all the Buus, this ended up still getting a boost while everyone else is falling behind. So you can see here, especially this team as well, also got a boost in the Buus. All the other teams that I talked about, really no boost in Buus or Super Saiyan 3 Goku that much. Yeah, you got Super Vegeta here, but ultimately the Buus dominate here in number 6 spot. Interestingly enough, you might go, wait a minute, this team is going to look very similar to the next team I'm going to be talking about, because that's going into the top 5. I could not believe I'm putting this team in the top 5, but I kept on running it, on both Murzumasu and on Kid Buu, and we're winning. I was like, how's this possible? Am I just getting crazy lucky? I kind of was, right? I kind of was. But coming in number 5, coming up from nowhere, the team that just jumped into the number 5 spot. I was like, do I put anyone else here in a number 5 spot? I'm like, no, I'm gonna put this team. 121, Majin Power. The Majin Power team is ridiculous. Now, the biggest difference here between this and this team here is the ability to use Bulma. And Bulma is still good on Global, right? On JP after 9-year anniversary, a lot less, but Bulma is still very valuable, and you can run her at 170 here and boost up everybody. Yes, Android 21 can be an issue, right? Is going to be an issue, especially if she doesn't dodge. With the high chance there before she transforms. Even if she transforms, you got to do multiple supers. So there are issues there, but ultimately these rotations are so strong, so powerful, that I had to put this team in the top 5, because I was just ripping through stuff. I was just like, oh, wait a minute, this is no item run. Now, interestingly enough, you can also run this team here. So when it comes to leader skill diversification, this is another reason why I put them into the top 5. This is a team where you can use 2 different leaders, and you can actually get an upgrade here, because Majin Buu Saga or Majin Power leader in EZA Buhan, right? He's 180%. So you're not really losing out on that much if you're going to run one Android 21 and two Buhans. And I guess what? Two Buhans are better than one. So you can have some really interesting rotations. So for example, you can run something like this instead, and this is going to really, really dominate, right? You know, Kid Buu when he's int. You can even move Kid Buu here, and you just when you transform with Buhan, right? You can put Buhan in main rotation, and you can put this in main rotation. The versatility is very, very, very good. So another reason why they're in the number 5 spot. Surprisingly, I didn't expect it either, but I was like, okay, this is a pretty outrageous team, and yeah, to be deserved here. This is a super extreme class type, so it's still not technically an extreme class team, right? Unlike Worldwide Celebration, Murzumasu. But hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. This is a very fun, enjoyable team to run. Try it out if you haven't used it yet for some prior reason. You're like, wait a minute, yeah, Majin Power, OP right now in the top 5 out of nowhere. All right, now let's break down the top 4 teams, which was very difficult for me to do. I had to do a couple changes. I was like, okay, well, this is a reason. This is another reason. This is another reason. Put this one here. This one here. So coming in at number 4 is going to be Godku. So this team has always just hung out in the top 10 and the top 5. And Pure Saiyans is Pure Saiyans because Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, it can just run every major superclass unit that you kind of want to run. EZA, Super Vegito on here, even though it is running only at 170%, you can run a Gohan rotation, no problem there. As a physical unit, you're going to be okay with Kid Buu. A little bit dodge or die again. You got to get the orbs in, and then hopefully you'll dodge as well. But when you transform, he's going to be, absolutely fantastic. The bench strength, of course, this is the reason why it's in the top 5. The bench strength is ridiculous, right? You can run the new Goku on here, right? You can run the new Goku, albeit 170% there. You can run Gotenks, EZA. You can run just the versatility is incredible. So I had to say, okay, I'm either going to put this like the number 6 spot, not in the top 5, and move like Murzumasu above this. I don't think Murzumasu's team is more versatile than this team here. Even though it runs the the Buu rotations on there, it does have more liability, I think, in the end game. Even though this is not an end game list, but overall, the leader skill here, I think it's more versatile than his leader skill, even though it's 150% to all extreme class. But anyway, yeah, coming in number 4 is going to be Godku. Once again, staying strong. The Pure Saiyans team has just hung around quite a bit for a very, very long time. Number 4 and number 3 was very hard. I kind of flip-flop. I was like, okay, with this one. And that's Earthbred Fighters, man. Earthbred Fighters got a huge upgrade. You can run the Gohan rotation. You can run the new the new Goku rotation there with the Super Saiyan 3 there. That's a great rotation to run on endgame. Yes, Goku can be a liability, but here's an interesting thing on Kid Buu. You can run this unit here and just activate his I would say standby his buff when you need a revive. Once you revive, Gohan gets this, or Goku gets this ridiculous buff here. So this is a great unit to run. Or the interesting thing about Goku here is you got to get 10 hits in. The nice thing about it, you have a high chance of nullifying the Ki Blast in the first stage. And I was like, I got crazy lucky. I ran this like 3 times. Like, this can't be this easy with a tech unit here. But again, once he's able to guard, he's fine, right? He's fine. 10 hits, guard, fine. So just get him through the first 2 turns there, and you're rocking and rolling. So now I am up for debating on this one, by the way. If you guys aren't having the same experience with Earthbred Fighters, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah. Oh, by the way, you can still run the Bulma Piccolo rotation, and then with Yajirobe. Gosh, Yajirobe and Bulma on the same team is pretty strong. So yeah, a lot of great options on here. The only negative here, you can't run Super Vegito, right? But you can run the new Buu, and the new Super Saiyan 3 Goku on this team. Anyway, Earthbred Fighters number 3. I I was surprised. All right, then what's number 2? You might go, what's number 2? There's not much left. Okay, this was crazy. So number 2 ended up being like a duel. Like both teams are incredible for both reasons. First team is using Super Saiyan 3 Goku with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and you can run this team here with Super Vegito, and everybody's running at 200% except for Gamma 1. I was like, okay. Great, really strong team, really good alternates, great bench strength. It's like this movie Heroes is great because it does have Final Trump card. I mentioned already from the Spirit Bomb Z, right? The Final Trump card category is amazing. I think really just the biggest issue really is with Kamehameha, but guess what? You can run Buhan on this team here because he's also Kamehameha and you're running at 200%, right? You're not having some detriments on the best units in the game with Final Trump card Kamehameha because Buhan has to actually Kamehameha. Now, running Super Vegito and Buhan on the same team could be a little bit tricky because of the healing factor there, but sometimes you need some healing in the end game here. So you can still run a Piccolo rotation that's still going to be very strong, even though so right here the floaters are all movie heroes, and don't forget like this here is damage reduction is for movie heroes attacking in the same turn. So this does just work out really well from here. And Super Vegito and Spirit Bomb GT, they link very well. So just get his 5 super attacks off and you'll be fine, right? Harder said than done, I know. But here's the reason why this, okay, and this is another team on main rotation. Again, this is a different type of team here, but still can do quite a bit of end game. This is the reason why I got to number 2. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is like probably like the 4th best team in the game, top 5, somewhere around there, right? I was like, okay. But really what took it over was like, wait a minute, there's another movie heroes team that is incredible, and it's this team. All right, for those who haven't used this team yet, right, this is Movie Heroes Artificial Life Forms, and guess what? Yes, you can run a full boo team, Artificial Life Forms on here, and it's absolutely incredible. Now I gotta check on something because I didn't put some down arrows. I probably have to put some down arrows. Give me 1 second. Okay, now I'm back. Now it looks right. I was like, wait a minute, they put the down arrows down. So yeah, all of them aren't accelerated battle or worthy rivals, but still, you run a full boo team on here as another option for a movie heroes team with artificial life forms with Gamma 1 as basically a support floater. So still, even at 170, it's a super strong team. But having this kind of diversification, right, having this diversity in bench strength on both teams, right, this primarily going to be more super class than anything else, is just absolutely powerful. So I have him in the number 2 spot. You know, you're able to run both types of teams on Super Saiyan 3 types, even though you can't run the new AGL one. You don't need it. You don't need the new AGL one, but still super strong. And I was going to have him either at number 4 or number 2, but I have him at number 2. Again, diversity is amazing. Bench strength is amazing. All that good stuff. Which leaves then number 1, Majin Buu Saga. And I had to merge the two, right? I had to merge the two. We're just not going to have any room for anyone else, right? Because it's going to be these 2 teams. Now, even though this team is totally different than the Buu team, right? The Buu team, I think, is better. But this team is still incredibly strong. So they're both 1A, 1B on here. And but yeah, Majin Buu is just, the synergy of this team is crazy. Right, it's just when you run a full Majin Buu team, it's just you can just clear out many events. All the end game stuff is just easy with the Majin Buu Saga, especially Kid Buu, of course, is just designed for that. And ultimately, I think it just works out really well. So there's nothing to say. I've gone through these teams multiple times, and they're just absolutely fantastic. So both Majin Buu Saga, Super Saiyan 3, AGL, Angel Goku, and the Fat Buu here, the Majin Buu Saga, back at number 1. It's been a while. It's been a while since Super Vegito I would say. Super Vegeta was the last time Majin Buu Saga was #1 on here, but well deserved. It's been the Golden Week month, and it makes a lot of sense for me to have the summary here. Yeah, it looks incredibly strange. It looks incredibly weird, but I think hopefully it just makes sense to you. I would say I have room for debate for 2, 3, and 4. Some of you guys might not have them either as high or maybe a different order. I think #1 is no doubt Majin Buu Saga. I think 5 and 6, you're right, they're pretty close with a little bit different bench diversification, but there is some liability when it comes to Murzumasu. But it's crazy to see Superhero, Power of Wishes, and Future Saga down in the 8, 9, and 10 spot. Let me know what you guys think. How would you guys score Golden Week or after Golden Week? The top 10. Am I in the right ballpark? Do you disagree? Wholly disagree? Again, constructive criticism. And tell me the reason why you disagree. I actually want to hear the reason why, not just like, hey, I disagree. So, but if you agree as well. I'd love to hear the reasons why. And anyway, that's the summary here. 10, Future Saga. 9, Power of Wishes. 8, Superheroes. 7, Super Saiyans. 6, Realm of Gods, you can say, Worldwide Chaos. #5, Majin Power. #4, Pure Saiyans, Hyper Saiyans. #3, Earthbred Fighters. #2, Movie Heroes, Artificial Lifeforms, and Final Trump Card. And then Majin Buu Saga #1. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.